They say confession is good for the soul, and so I want to talk about when I got COVID in June 2 years ago. I went to the hospital for 3 days, and the doctor told me the second day I was there, when my breathing had gotten back under control, he said, I was afraid we were going to lose you. Well, the confession I want to make is that I think the place that I got COVID was in San Francisco when we went down to see an exhibit of a painter named Alice Neel, Neel, who was somewhat of a contemporary of ours and quite a radical gal who painted what she felt. And Mary and I did have a wonderful time looking at her paintings. I was somewhat reluctant to do that because the pandemic was still pretty much in full charge, but Mary was just committed to going down and doing that. So we did. Well, while we were there, I had my big toe on my right foot was starting to hurt, and the toenail had become ingrown. My toenails weren't horribly long, but they were too long. And so I found a pedicure place on the edge of the park by the cathedral there, just off North Beach, or just off the main street of North Beach, and went in there and got a pedicure. Well, there was a woman sitting in there that just didn't look like she was feeling all that great, but I didn't ask, are you sick? But I went ahead and got the pedicure in a fairly closed space, and a couple of days later, sure enough, I came down with COVID. Well, the confession of all this is that I am frugal, and I want to do things for myself. And so for years, there's been a struggle within me about whether I'm going to go get a pedicure or if I'm going to chop my toenails off myself. Well, I've increasingly had pressure from Mary that I cut myself when I'm trying to reach down there at this age. And so, but I had been just procrastinating about getting my toenails trimmed. When I got down there, I was having pain, so I went and got my toenails trimmed, and I got COVID. That's my confession. You might say this is when Jack Benny almost killed Jan, because that was one hell of a roll in the hay with that COVID. And I'm so grateful I survived it. But I think a major factor in my getting it, confession, is my procrastinating about getting the pedicure. End of story.